Hey everybody, XEI here for a vlog on some comic stuff. This is my comic haul for actually May, not June. It's the end of June now. I'm a little late coming around to this. This is a pretty hefty pile, and I think one of the Walking Dead is missing from this pile, but that's like a no-brainer. I'm Walking Dead. Anyways, I have a pile here that I want to talk about, not because I want this to be a sort of, I'm not going to be doing like book hauls of the month, this sort of thing, unless I am, which I don't know, because I'm doing this as a test. I don't have any other setup right now that I can rig up in this part of my basement. I finally got my basement mostly done at this point, and I want to take advantage of this table for other types of shows, comic stuff, board game stuff. So I need to figure out how to do this, and so consider this the test vlog. But I'm going to take advantage of it being a test vlog to also do a book haul vlog, and just to kind of show you the kind of books that I read. And if I'm going to be doing a comic series, I'm actually looking for ideas for what to do. I don't want to do a typical. I mean, I would do book hauls. I'm cool with that. But and I don't really want to do just book reviews. But I want to do something, and maybe you guys have ideas out there that you want to share in the comments about the kind of comics content you want to see come out of this channel. I'm going to show you a couple books that I'm interested in, and that should give you an idea of the kind of books that I would bring to the channel. First up, relevant to the channel right now, because I'm playing Wolf Among Us, Telltale Games, featuring Big B Wolves. And when I looked at my shelf, I noticed that I only had up to trade 17 of Fables. So I immediately went online and I picked up all the rest of the Fables, because I panicked and I thought, oh my god, what if they like go out of print and I don't have them anymore? I can't get them anymore. So there you go. I got 18. I'll put them this way so you can see the columns as the spines as I go. I got 19. So I don't know anything past about trade 13. Maybe I've caught up to 20, 21. And I'm looking forward to reading the rest of the series. And 22, the last trade of the core series. I know that there's the Jack series, and then there's I think there was an Arabian. I've got the Arabian Nights single issue, trade. I got a Cinderella trade, I believe, and then I found this one. I didn't know there was another one. So there's Werewolves of the Heartland featuring Big B Wolves. How convenient. So I think I have all of the Fables and the single trade series. I'm debating whether or not to do the other with the Americana, which is the Jack of Fables, I believe, is the Americana type stuff. Does that sound right? Anyways, there's a lot of books to this series, so I'm going to leave it at that right now. Next up, I have Saga, Volume 7. I'm really behind reading these. I'm on trade 3, I think. I finished 3 probably years ago at this point. I still buy them because I think they're beautiful looking books, and there's just such great reviews of Saga, and the story is so amazing. If you guys haven't read it, pick it up, check it out. It's a remarkable story. It's by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. Brilliant piece of storytelling. Next one is one of my favorite writers of all time, if not the favorite writer of the last 10 years. All time? Probably. He's probably up there, if not the favorite writer. Rick Remender. There's Black Science. This is Black Science Volume 2. I've read 1. If you guys haven't picked up this series, do so. If you like pulp like sci-fi, but told with like modern sensibilities and like touching in on time, parallel universe, paradox stuff. I don't want to get too far into it. Anyways, it's pulp fiction fun, but told in sort of like a modern context. Love it. This next one is a strange one. Irredeemable 6 by Mark Waid. The story behind Volume 6 and 7 is a strange one, and if you do a quick Google search, you'll see what I'm talking about real quick. These are atrociously hard to pick up for a reasonable price. Someone at some point years and years ago, because I've been trying to get Volume 6 and 7 for probably 5 or 6 years. I lucked out when I went and searched for these Fables ones. I tend to do a quick search for Irredeemable, just because I'm missing 2 friggin' trades of a 10 trade set, and I can't. I'm a completist. I needed the trades. But we're talking about, you go to eBay and they're selling for like over $100, man. It's like someone went out there and picked up all the friggin' trades, stored them in some warehouse, and then started selling them for atrocious amounts of money. I lucked out. I got this for maybe 30 something bucks, maybe 40. I don't know. It was already higher than cover price, but compared to the other outrageous crap that's out there, I lucked out. So I'm missing 7 now. 7 is gonna be a ride. It's strange to me because Boom could fix this problem. They could just reprint the friggin' trades, man, and get them back on the market, and then make that person's life hell. The person who invested all that money, or maybe it's like a whole circuit of people at this point buying out volume 6 and 7. What a strange hobby. I did that in World of Warcraft in the auction houses, where you'd go in and you just pull in like one resource and then you'd upsell it, and then I would just do that just every 3 days, and that became the game for me for like months. Anyways, that I don't want to go back to that memory, but I was an auction house whore. Let's move on to the next half, not even half, but anyways, the next stack here, which is, you've heard me talk about it, Valiant Comics. I think it's some of the best storytelling on the market. No, it is the best publisher on the market right now, and Boom's pretty cool. But like Valiant is a solid attempt of world building something that is just at its core, I'm not going to say perfect because nothing's perfect, but high level, man, high level stuff. Like the writing, the editorial work to make this a cohesive world building exercise for this collection of writers is amazing. The art is pretty high up there too. I haven't really read a book that was weak. One of the books that I looked most forward to was actually the weakest of the set. I would say it was Shadow Man, but I'll talk about that in some other episode at some point, because I'm thinking of doing with Valiant, I'm thinking of starting right at the beginning and then doing a chronological kind of breakdown of the world building aspect of the Valiant universe through the comics, through the trades. So we'll see. Anyways, here's Bloodshot. This is volume 6. I also noticed the design. They're pretty solid on their design. It's very cohesive design across the entire stack of books in their library. Like with the band up here, and the band repeats back here. The inside pages are just very consistent across the board. But the one thing I don't like is the way they design their spines, where they have the volume and text up here. And so I've doubled up. I've bought trades twice, because I look on my shelf and I just misread, or I don't know. Anyways, so I'm glad that they changed that for the new stack of books. I have a spreadsheet that collects all of these things and tries to put them in chronological order from a publication point of view, which is generally how the continuity works from a world building standpoint as well. But as I read them, I sort of shift things around, and I have my own continuity list broken down by themes, like horror, mystical, action, stuff like that. So I have Eternal Warrior here, volume 2. I have one I haven't read either, but I'm looking forward to Eternal Warrior. I love everything about the how much the Valiant universe spans across times. There's tales told thousands of years ago, tales told in the future, but it's all one universe, and it all tells one story, and it's remarkably done editorially. We have the first piece of Armor Hunters. I haven't read the Armor Hunter series yet. I'm really looking forward to this because XO is a remarkable title. But here's Armor Hunters. We have XO Armor Hunters, and then we have Unity Armor Hunters. The first 3, I think, of this storyline. I think there are definitely more, but in any case, this leads me to Unity Volume 4. This team is pretty amazing because it's kind of like the Avengers of that Valiant universe, but the cool thing with Valiant is that there is no good or bad. I mean, there is, but there isn't. It's sort of it's so grounded in the world. It's what if you had superheroes in the real world? What kind of things would happen? What kind of politics would there be? What kind of social media would there be? It brings the modern lens into superhero storytelling in a very smart, realistic way. So yeah, grounded storytelling. And so the thing with the Unity team is that they're not all good guys that are part of this team. I think they're actually I don't actually see him now, but I don't want to ruin it for myself, so I don't want to look too deeply here. I don't want to spoil myself. But they were being led by what is technically the villain of the Valiant universe. So it's just what makes sense. It's when things go super south, you call in Unity to take care of the problem. Oh, here's the guy right here, Harbinger. So that's right there. Toyo Harada. Awesome character, by the way. So one of the best series of the Valiant universe is Harbinger. I highly recommend Harbinger. If you're going to read any of them, it's Harbinger and XO. Woo! So good. It's so good, guys. What is going on here? Bleeding Monk 0. Harbinger Omegas. Oh, that's what this is about. Oh, I don't want to ruin it. Okay, so just these are the issues that are included inside this trade. Oh, I'm so looking forward to this. Bleeding Monk 0. Amazing. Okay, so Harbinger. Then I was like, oh, I should talk about this. So notice the spines now. So midway through 2014. Oh, and by the way, this stack here, I don't know if I already said that because I've had to fix the camera. I don't know if I said this, but like, because I was so far behind, and when I looked at my spreadsheet of all, like everything Valiant has released to date, and I have it like in the publication year, so that I can buy things in continuity, because the world building is so tight in this series, in this franchise. I should call it a franchise, that's what it is, but this publishing house, that I want to read them in order, in the order that they're published, because they all weave with each other in subtle ways. Like the world itself weaves in the background. It's the tapestry of all of these stories, despite them having like different thematic feelings behind them. Like some are comedies, some are horror, some are action, but they all have something behind them that tells a very like unified story. What was I saying? Oh, so the trade here, the trade buying halfway through 2014, thank God. See that now? Very clear volume number. Thank you, Valiant. That's all that was missing. It really does make a difference on the shelf. So, Harbinger. Then I was like, okay, I've got 2014 covered, and I'm like, I want to just buy some number ones. Because I know what's coming out from Valiant. And because I'm trying to catch up so much on just the core series, I'm not really buying the number one issues, so I'm not like dipping into the new cool stuff. So I got Time Walker, Ivar Time Walker. And what I'm looking forward to this one is that here we have a time traveler who can sort of jump between these timelines and really show that the Valiant universe across time is very unified and just a very well organized, editorially speaking, because that is a massive undertaking with multiple writers and stuff like that. So Ivar Time Walker, we have Ninjak. I never thought I would enjoy Ninjak, despite him being a ninja. For me, it was like when I grew up in the 90s and I saw Ninjak and that when Valiant was first launched, and then whatever, there's a history there. I knew of Ninjak. I had like posters and stuff, but like things that you would get in the back of like guides and stuff. And I knew of Ninjak, but I never thought I'd give a damn. I think I have issue 1 even of Ninjak from the 90s. But then when he appeared in some of the other trades, I was like, oh my god, it's like James Bond. It's like if James Bond was a ninja. Well, that changes my perception of everything. So one of the best comics of 2015. So I'm like dipping into 2015 here, and then I don't know when Rye gets released, but this is another comic that I've been looking forward to getting Rye. And an image, a very distinct visual here to Rye that I remember from the 90s. And I never knew a thing about Rye, but I just felt like he was probably something to do with Bloodshot or something. I haven't read this yet, so, and I haven't, yeah. Like I said, don't know anything about him, so I hopefully don't spoil it. But I think it has something to do with Bloodshot. And Bloodshot's also a character I didn't think I'd like, but it is a solid series. It's like if you take Wolverine and you take Punisher and you take Rambo or something like that, and it's just, I'm not huge into that kind of action, but it is such a strong story. Maybe take a little bit of Neo. I don't even know, man. I don't know how to explain it. That's what's great about Valiant, is they have these concepts that are just so distinct and new. They're fresh, man. They're fresh. They're not the typical superhero storytelling stuff. So anyways, that's the stack right there. I hope to do stuff with comics on this channel. As you can see, I'm pretty gung-ho about Valiant, so I wouldn't mind doing something with maybe talking about the continuity of the world building of the Valiant universe by going chronologically through the trades. I don't know, whatever. If you guys have ideas, leave them in the comments, and I will, I'll do something. I also got to figure out this setup here. I mean, I don't mind like the location I'm in, but the fact that I'm using my Samsung, I don't know if this is going to work. The fact that I got a camera that keeps buffering and turning off on me, and I have to use a mirror in order to see if it's even recording still or if it's already shut off on me, a little strange, but I'm going to have to buy a new mic or do some sort of rigging here in order to take advantage of this table. I want to bring different shows to this set. Can we call this a set? I'm going to call it a set now. So I want to do something with board games. It's a poker table, by the way. It's I use it for gaming on board gaming, card gaming, stuff like that. So I want to take advantage of this space. I want to record things. Maybe we'll do some Let's Plays of actual board games, and I'll do some runs of some of the games I have. But anyways, I'm kind of derailing, despite this being a vlog about a book haul. There you go. There you go. And I hope this all works out and something comes of it. And that's it for now, guys. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire. I'll catch you around next time. Peace, everybody.